The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, International Standard for Compliance Review Committee, by signatories recommended that current South African legislation is non-compliant with the 2021 Anti-Doping Code. Since the announcement of that decision, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has pulled all stops to resolve the non-compliance by getting the South African Institute of Drug-Free Sport Amendment Bill adopted expeditiously. The responsibility weighed heavily on our shoulders as we have the Springboks and Proteas men's competing in the World Cups in France and India, respectively. We draw courage from our National Cabinet's decision on the 4th of October 2023 last week to approve the onward processing of the bill, the draft bill. In tandem with all these processes, SAIS filed a notice to challenge WADA's compliance declaration against South Africa through Court of Arbitration in Sport, known as CAS. I believe the grounds for appeal are strong and that the sanctions are not appropriate. The sanctions as it pertains to the flying of the national flag has created unnecessary hysteria and punished athletes and players unfairly who are competing for the pride of our nation, South Africa. The filing of appeal will therefore stave off the consequences of non-compliance as it applies to the flying of South Africa's flag at the regional, continental, and world championship and events organized by major event organizations. This means that flying of South Africa's flag at events such as cricket and the World Cup will not be affected until CAS rules on this challenge.
SASCOC has 76 members and all of them are highly concerned, and all of them, including surfing, for example, and life-saving, are attending international events. So the process that we're following is geared to assist all of those federations to travel to events, sing the anthem, wear the colours, because those colours are not affected, the anthem is not affected, so they'll be doing all of those things while this process is in place.
Our suggestions is that between now and sometime in May, because taking into account all necessary processes to come with a very credible legislation, it will require a participation of all. So the timelines, which has been an issue between then, to's and fro, ourselves and SAIDS as well as WADA, has been their short timelines when it comes to amendment and legislation. We're a sovereign country. We work in a particular way. It's not on the stroke of a pen that tomorrow you can announce amendment to a law. It has got huge implications. My immediate approach when dealing with crisis, difficulties, is to look for solution. The issues about who's responsible, sometimes those issues for me come a little bit later. What I'm looking for now is to make sure that the consequences, as you can see them, which will be very dire for the country, I don't even contemplate that South Africa must find itself in terms of if you read the consequences of being non-compliant. So that is where I have sleepless nights at the moment. What my preoccupation is to make sure that South Africa remains compliant as a leader of anti-doping in the continent and the world.